Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with my best EPs and demos list of 2018. I'm hoping to finish the main list of actual 2018 releases and get it recorded later on today. Hope all goes well. But yeah, I'm going to get started because I've got a lot to go through here. Most of these are actually going to be cassettes. I found myself buying a lot of EPs and demos on cassette from Head Split Records, becoming one of my favorite places to shop for tapes. They usually get a lot of stuff that I'd never heard of before, and with the prices, it's very easy to just, take the chance and do a blind buy on. But I do have a few CDs to show. First up, from Northern Ireland, we have, excuse me, I've got some notes down here, so you have to bear with me. This is Stranglewire with the Dark Triad. Really, really solid death metal release. I'm really looking forward to seeing what these guys put out later on. This is the only one they've put out so far. So yeah, really good debut, really solid death metal. Definitely check them out. Next up, if you're a fan of heavy metal, just in general, and you want some good, just straight up heavy metal, check out Haunt with Luminous Eyes. Really good stuff. A lot of people told me about this band and they were raving about it, and I finally checked it out, and totally worth the hype. They actually put out a full-length album already, and as you can see, I also got a signed copy. And I believe they put out a full-length already. They're going to be putting out a new EP and then also a new full-length sometime this year. Next up, out of Missouri, we have Cast the Stone with Empyrean Atrophy. Really, really good EP. They have a full-length album, which I have not heard, but this is a really good death metal EP. This band features current and former members of Cattle Decapitation and Scour, among others. So yeah, definitely check these guys out. Absolutely love that album cover. Next up, from the Netherlands, we have some really excellent Dutch brutal death metal. This is Contorted Mind with Tome of Atrocious Revelation. Put out through New Standard Elite, so you see the New Standard Elite banner, you know what to get with this. Just fucking heavy, brutal death metal. This is the band's debut EP, and I really look forward to them putting out some more material because this is fucking sick. And lastly, we have some Estonian brutal death metal. Again, given away actually with orders from New Standard Elite. This is Boughs with Scavenger's Daughter. This is just a little 2-track promo / demo, and I really enjoyed this. The snare sound is actually a lot better, I think, than their debut full-length, which is The Sickness of the Holy Inquisition. That album was good, but the snare sound was just, after a while, it got a little annoying, but they've definitely improved it on this, and I look forward to seeing a new album from them sometime soon. Alright, on to the tapes. First up, we have Molder with An Act of Revenge. These guys are out of Illinois and just play a really solid form of death thrash. And if you're into that kind of thing, you can't go wrong with these guys. Next up, from where are they from? California. We have some really more solid death metal from Mortal Wound. This is their Forms of Unreasoning Fear EP. Yeah, just killer death metal. Definitely check those dudes out. Next up, a band that really needs no introduction. This is Carnufex with Bury Me in Blasphemy. Yeah, I've been a fan of Carnufex for a while now. They started out as a deathcore band, just morphed into this really awesome death metal band. This EP, I was so excited to finally pick up a copy, and of course I got the variant that everybody seemed to be wanting, and that was the red cassette. Yeah, this just has me even more anxious for some new material. Alright, moving on, we have The Glorious Dead with Rehearsal Demo 2018. This is Marty Worm from Byron Recordings Band, and this is just solid, old school death metal. Yeah, it is a rehearsal recording, so it's rough around the edges, but you can tell the material is just quality stuff, and I really look forward to them putting out a full-length album, which I do believe they are actually working on currently. Next up, out of Portland, Oregon, we have Autophagy with their Demo 2018. I absolutely love that cover. And this is just old school death metal, very deep, not quite guttural vocals. Ends with a Nihilist cover of Supposed to Rock, which they performed flawlessly in my opinion. So yeah, really looking forward to hearing more from these guys. If you like old school death metal, check out Autophagy. Next up, Crematory Stench with Grotesque Deformities. Death metal out of California. Has a very early Death, the band vibe, and even the vocals are very reminiscent of Chuck Schuldiner, which I really like. So if you're a fan of early Death, check these guys out. Next up, another band that really needs no introduction. I was so excited to see that they were putting out something new, because we haven't had anything from this band since 2004 when their Re-Sickened album came out, and I was so upset when they had split up, but I'm glad to see they're back. This is Lord Gore with the Cronenberg EP. This is just 3 tracks, but oh my god, they have not lost a step. Gurge, his vocals sound amazing as always, and the range this guy has always had has always surprised me, and how he does that with his voice I will never know. But this has me more and more excited to see what they have in store. Next up is Cerebral Rock, Cessation of Life. Again, another really badass cover. These guys are from Seattle and play a very Demolic-ish style of death metal, both musically and vocally. I really enjoyed this. So if you're into bands with vocals that sound like Antti Bowman is playing, singing for them, this is right up your alley. Next up, some solid death thrash from Montana. This is Iron Cemetery with their self-titled EP. I do believe this is the band's first full-length album, Jesus Christ, their first release, I should say. And yeah, this is just catchy as fuck, really aggressive, and I absolutely love it. Just vicious sounding death thrash. Check these guys out. I don't know if it's still available, but I'm sure you could probably find a distro somewhere that has it. And from there, we go to Spain for some really awesome kind of blackened death metal with Newark Oracle with their 2018 EP. And this is just very old school sounding. And what I love about it is it sounds very cavernous, at least the vocals do. It's almost like they're performing a ritual in some cave, and the vocals are just reverberating off the cave and just have that distant, reverbish sound to them. Very ritualistic. I absolutely loved this EP, so I'm really looking forward to checking out more from this band. Next up, we have Gorodude, or Gorodude, however you want to call it, with Of Damnation and Abyssal Terrors. And again, this right here, this could have been put out back in the heyday of death metal. I mean, to me, it just has that sound. Like, if you slid this in from, like, some of the early recordings of death metal, you would never know this came out in 2018. These guys are from Massachusetts, and I think they've just put out a very solid little EP, and I am really looking forward to checking out more from them. So if you love old school death metal, give those guys a shot. Next up, we go to Chile for some very doomy style of death metal. The cover alone would tell you it's either doom death or maybe even black metal, but this is Coffin Curse with Inward Dissolution. Absolutely amazing stuff. I cannot recommend this highly enough. Next up, from Chile, we go to Italy for a little 2-track promo demo. This is Sepulchre with Necrotheism. Really good, just straight up death metal with some very deep vocals, not quite guttural, but yeah, if you love Italian death metal, give these guys a shot. Last but not least, we have Hollowed Idols with Morbid Ascendancy. Again, really badass cover. I absolutely love that. And these guys are from Mississippi. God, I cannot talk this morning. Again, this could have come out back in the heyday of death metal. You could put these guys and Gorodude in with the early bands, and you would not know this came out in 2018. Really deep vocals, not quite guttural, but absolutely amazing stuff. I think I might have actually found a CD of this if it came out on CD. I cannot remember, but if not, and it has come out on CD, I am definitely tracking this down. I'm really going to keep an eye on this band. So yeah, that is going to do it. That was my favorite EPs and demos of 2018. I'm going to try to get the main list done, like I said earlier, sometime today, and hopefully get that recorded. If not, it will be soon. So yeah, check these guys, any of these bands out if they, you know, happen to tickle your fancy, sound like anything you might like. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what 2019 has in store for us. I mean, if as far as demos and that go, if this is the quality of stuff we got in 2018, I cannot wait to see what 2019 has in store. So yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.